Hi, this video is going to show you the requirements for part 3 of our CRAPS program that we've been writing. Now, in this part, you can put aside temporarily all the ideas we've built in the first two programs on CRAPS. So this program is just simply going to get how many chips you're going to purchase. We'll bring the other ideas in after we've got those down. Notice I got a little bit more styling going on, which hopefully you'll do also. This front page is all HTML. It's labeled Start Playing. This is just an image, and the image is hyperlinked. As I said, there's no JavaScript, so this will take me to a second page. This second page is called Craps Play. And all we're going to do right now is verify, get the number of chips and validate it. So I have floated over here to the left. This is a div floating to the left. All that's encompassed in the same div. This is simply a paragraph, and I styled the paragraph to have a larger height. It does look like a text box, but it is a paragraph, so no, your user cannot come in and enter data in there. So if the player wants to get some chips, they're going to click on the Get More Chips button. Now that Get More Chips button was inside a paragraph with an ID, and when the button was clicked, a function was called, and in that function, that paragraph had the inner HTML replaced with what you see right here. Okay, so this is all coded dynamically. None of this is actually coded in the HTML. When that button was clicked, in addition, there is a method called focus for text box, and I did set the focus to the text box. Okay, so now we're going to do some validation. Well, what if your user entered dog for the number of chips? That's not valid. So when they click on go, we're going to get a little alert that says that the chips must be greater than 0. So when I click on OK, what happens is notice that we are clearing out dog, and we're putting the focus back into the text box. So let's say they enter negative number. Okay, now this is different because it is numeric. Actually, in that first validation, I used the is NaN function, if you remember that. This one, I do have numeric data, but you should not be able to purchase a negative number of chips. So when go is clicked, same error message. Value for purchasing chips must be 0 or greater. And I click OK. Once again, clicking OK clears the text box and puts the focus back into the text box. So now, let's say I'm going to purchase some exorbitant amount. Well, I've decided that my craps table has a limit on the number of chips you can purchase. So if it's an exorbitant amount like that entered, another error message comes up, and my table limit, I don't even know if that's the right terms, but my table limit is 999,999. So your user must purchase a smaller amount. Once again, clicking OK puts the focus box in the text box and clears the values in the text box. Now I'll put in a legitimate value. Let's see what happens. I click Go, and when part of the function that the on-click event for the Go button does is it changes the inner HTML back to the original HTML. So we're doing a lot of swapping of the inner HTML for that one paragraph that's right below here. Okay, notice the 500 is now into this paragraph. If I click on Get More Chips again and do a valid amount, it will be adding. So every time we purchase more chips, as long as we don't exceed the table limit, it will add. So that's our next program. You can get started.